The Forgotten Path. In a small village surrounded by a dense forest, there was an old path that no one dared to walk anymore. The elders in the village often warned the children to stay away from the forest, for it was filled with strange creatures and hidden dangers. The path, they said, led to the heart of the forest, where no one had returned. One afternoon, a curious young boy named Ethan decided to explore the forest. He had heard the stories, but he didn't believe them. The forest seemed peaceful during the day, with sunlight streaming through the trees and birds singing in the distance. He felt brave and determined to discover what lay beyond the old path. Ethan ventured into the woods, following a narrow trail that seemed to be forgotten by time. The trees towered above him, their thick branches blocking most of the sunlight. The air grew cooler, and a faint mist began to rise from the ground, giving the forest an eerie, otherworldly feel. Radar 2308 ChatGPT. As he walked deeper, Ethan felt as though the forest was alive, watching him with its ancient eyes. He heard the rustling of leaves, the snap of twigs underfoot, and the occasional distant call of an animal. But there was something unsettling about the silence that seemed to follow him. After what felt like hours, Ethan reached a clearing. In the center of the clearing was a large stone covered in moss and vines. It looked out of place, as though it had been placed there by someone long ago. The whispers of the forest seemed to grow louder, urging him to leave. But Ethan felt an overwhelming need to touch the stone. As his hand brushed against the cool surface, a sudden chill ran down his spine. The ground beneath him began to shake, and the trees around the clearing swayed in a gust of wind. For a moment, the air was thick with tension. Then everything stopped. Ethan stood still, breathing heavily, unsure of what had just happened. The clearing was silent once more, but he could feel something had changed. A strange energy filled the air, and for the first time, he felt the weight of the forest's secrets pressing down on him. Yonzu 23's ChatGPT. With his heart pounding, Ethan decided it was time to leave. As he turned to walk back down the path, he noticed something strange. The forest seemed different, darker, more mysterious. The trees whispered to him as if trying to guide him out, and the path behind him appeared to be fading, disappearing into the mist. Ethan hurried back, the sense of urgency growing stronger with each step. The forest seemed to be closing in around him. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he burst out of the woods and into the safety of the village. Though he was safe, Ethan never forgot the strange feeling he had in the forest. He realized that some paths should remain forgotten, and some secrets should never be uncovered. The forest had its own story to tell, and it was a story that only the trees knew. The end.